Sorry. I decided to choke as I hit the go live button. I had a Mento. I got a Mento in my mouth, and I think I swallowed some of the juicy stuff the wrong way. Oh boy.
The
So
juice went down the wrong way with Mindy.
it did, yes. All right. So hello to Sue and Catherine and Sherry and Brenda. Sue and Catherine and Sherry and
And
Brenda and Brandy and Mindy.
me.
That's who's here. And Michelle. Now Michelle's here.
Lord had
So
no. My hound he's going to town back there.
what do you mean? What's he doing?
That hound dog. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, wow. We can't hear him. Hello, Bethany. Yeah, I can't hear him.
Oh, snooter putters.
I thought you were going to say somebody was snoring or something. Oh, you went into somebody else's live and said hi to us? That was nice. Who were you visiting, Brenda? Who were you visiting with? Who else is live right now? What hound dog, Sue said. You don't know that she has a hound dog, Sue? She got a
I got
hound.
got a hound dog.
I mean, technically you have more than one hound dog, but
He's
because
an actual, he's a.
yeah, because dachshunds are hounds. But how many dogs do you have now? You've got the poopy.
Okay, so over at Papa's house, we have Anubis and oh God, how did I forget her name?
Okay.
Rose. Sorry, we have Anubis and Rose.
So what are those? What are they?
Anubis is a husky. Well, husky and part wolf. And then we have Rose, which is a rat terrier.
But they live over at Wayne's mom's house?
Yeah, right next door to us. Then
So
over here, we have Norman, which he's a hound dog. I don't know exactly what kind, but I know he's like a bird dog. And then we have Athena, which is supposed to be Dotson, but she does not look like a Dotson. She looks like a rat terrier.
Was she one of the puppies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we have Bandit, who is black and tan Dotson, but he's something.
Was he a puppy too? One of the puppies?
He's one of the puppies, yep. And then we have Peanut, which is
new puppy,
a miniature Dotson, because one of the pairs was miniature, one was regular, and we think he's miniature because he's not really getting any bigger. He's still the size of like a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And then we're fixing to have a shepherd, Australian shepherd puppy named Luna.
An Australian shepherd puppy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
whose name is already Luna.
I hope somebody's prepared for that one. Australian shepherds are a lot of work. Their hairy is all get out.
Their dog.
And they're active as all get out. And they need they need a job.
Yeah, well, that's their dog. So that's their responsibility.
That'll be fun. Hello, Jennifer and Kayleen. And did anybody else come in that I missed? Now we got the dog rundown. There you go.
Yeah, got the dog rundown.
Right? They're like, I lost count. I think I got it. 2 next door, 2 puppies, the hound, Peanut. Did I miss one? I think I missed
this one. Will be the 7th. The one that comes in will be the 7th.
Okay, I got all of yours. Those are yours. We're not talking about Brand or Danny's dog. Not talking about that one. He can take that one with him.
Yep.
Hello, Marianne. How are you? Yeah, I've had Australian Shepherds before. I know all about them. They're a lot of work. Lots and
Oh,
lots.
you have you? Okay. I've
Yep. I
never
have.
had one. It had blue eyes. So,
Yep. I've had two at my house, and Shannon had another one. So that's three. Worked with the breeder, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So, anyhow, have fun.
yeah.
All right. Peanut was supposed to be Danny's. Now Danny's getting another dog.
It was supposed to be Danny's, but Peanut bonded to me, and so Peanut is mine. My puppy.
Well,
Yep. I finally got homework done. It took I lost all my brain cells, I felt like. Lord, I was so brain dead by the end last night. I was just like, I'm really hoping that the end of the paper sounds cohesive because I was started losing it at the end.
Yeah. Those papers and the formatting and all that stuff are insane. But anyhow. Hi, Lynn. So, Lynn, question of the night. Tell us, where are you? How far are you?
Where are you in this book?
How far are you in the book? You're going a little slow on this one, Lynn. So I don't think you have finished this one. I'm guessing you haven't finished, but I don't
Oh,
know.
thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. I feel bad. I feel bad that I didn't do the live, but honestly, guys, I was what do they call it? Head down, nose up, or tail up, or I don't know, whatever it is that I was in it. I was in it. I don't remember what the saying is.
Right? I don't miss writing those papers either. I know. Not at all.
And it's not bad enough. Not only did we have the paper rough draft due, and there was not an option. You could not choose the option to not turn it in. So you had to turn in your rough draft with all your stuff. But then, in addition to that, they also had where we had to read the chapter and do a discussion board. And even in the discussion board, you have to discuss it. You have to have two in-text citations with references, and you have to respond to two people and have an in-text citation and reference on your responses.
Yeah.
It's
bad. It's bad when you have to go get a complete book or manual to write your paper to figure out how to format everything properly. I had to do that. I was like, no, okay.
I went back and forth. I watched so many tutorials because I'd never had to write an abstract before. And I'm like, some tutorials helped some didn't. So I still don't know if I wrote the abstract right. But I think this teacher, this is one of the first times that I can agree with my students. He's doing too much. He's doing too much.
Hey, Joe. How's Joe?
Hey, Joe.
All right. Well, yeah, Jennifer, I don't know what all that means, but it doesn't sound like no. Nope, no fun. Don't want to do it ever again in my life. Guess what? I don't have to.
I don't know how much more I'm going to have. Well, obviously, for the rest of the semester, I'm going to have to. Because we have two total.
Not finished. I didn't think Lynn would have finished. She's not sure how far she is. Where are we at? Okay, Lynn. Yeah, we only got barely into unfair games.
That's right. We only got through chapter 2.
We're only a little bit into unfair games.
That's right.
Anyhow. So I know, right, Jennifer? Shock. Lynn is not finished. I'm telling you, Lynn's going slow with this one. She's going slow. Part 7. Is that one of the main chapter things, Sue? Is that what you mean?
I would imagine. Yeah, it's got to be, right? Kind of like unfair games is what, like number 3?
Yeah, part 3 was part 7. You're almost at the end.
Oh, wow.
That's the NPC.
Joe had to finish it. Her loan was running out.
Oh, right. That's usually Sue too. It is hard to read, Brenda, and Brandy and I have talked about that a couple of times. And I find it hard to read because it's jumping forward, backwards, forwards, backwards. And not only does it jump forwards and backwards, but it jumps to different places even. Like in this section, I mean, okay, when we met them, they lived in California, and that's where he met. That's where they met each other
At the hospital.
in California. But they used to live in New York. And that's confusing because then it jumps from present time to past time in New York. And I'm just like, whoa, okay. It's a lot to, and the thing that makes it really hard is there's no warning. It's not like it says anything about we're going back to this time or we're going here or we're going here. You'll just be reading along and there's a little break in the page, and then all of a sudden we were in New York in the past. And I was like,
yeah, like usually one of the conventions that a writer will use to give you an idea that you're like doing a flashback is they like put that part in italic so you kind of know,
or something.
Hey, where they've given you some sort of textual clue that you are they're reminiscing about something in the past. And so like, but they didn't give us any of that.
There's no clues. All of a sudden there's a break. There's a break in the page. There's a little break in the page, and then you're like, oh, what are we talking about now? Wait, where are we at? Oh, we're in New York. Why the hell are we in New York? Right? I'm just like, oh, no, they lived in New York. Him and his mother lived in New York first.
Yeah, because she's an actress, and you have a lot more acting opportunities.
Yeah.
And with her being Asian, and there's not a ton of acting opportunities for Asians, you're going to have more in New York than she does and she talks about it in this section.
So
than
he
in
didn't
California.
necessarily grow up his whole life in California. When he was young, he lived in New York, and his mom was an actress in New York. It is confusing, Lynn. It is confusing. I don't like the style of this book. The story is okay, although I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so she's now living with the snake in the grass dude again, having another fling with him because, now he's really, really, really separating from his wife. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah. He's really controlling. And like, I mean, hey, look, you got a little bit of your spiciness. He's all into that whole, 50 Shades of Grey crap.
What did he do?
Oh my God, they talked about what all he would try to have her do, and the handcuffs and the whipping and the oh my Lord, he had a whole 50 Shades of Grey thing going on with her.
He's the one that closed her in the room, right? Locked her in the bedroom.
Locked her, and then asked, but now at the same time, not only does he like to hit, but he likes to be hit, and it's weird. There was something that he had her do that was disgusting, and I'm trying to think.
It was disgusting.
I don't remember what the heck it was, but he had her do something, and I'm like,
I don't even. It's all just kind of like.
I remember what it was. He peed on her.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Why was that? Why?
Yeah, that's right.
He'd be so done. He'd get like one little leak out, and I'd be smacking that. He'd be wishing he didn't have his penis near me. Oh no.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. But yeah, so he's now telling her again. Now he's back in the States and not over wherever his wife lives. That now they're really seriously separated and they're getting a divorce and all this, and he's got her back under his roof again and all this kind of stuff. So then my next thing with this book is they've already made the game. The game is done. The game is tested. The game is out there being marketed. And so what the heck is the rest of this book gonna be about then? I thought it was I thought it was going to be mainly about them and the game, and
No, because it mentions that they go on to create other
other
games.
games.
So
Now,
I think we're going to see how the dynamic between them, does something develop between those two? Does Dom or whatever the heck his weirdo
right?
person is, does he get out of the way? Does she figure, so I see that there's still things left to go, because Ichiago is at this point, just now they're trying to, they were trying to decide, do we go with this company or this company? She doesn't like the fact that they are really gearing it, like, and talking all to him because she's female. um and and made them choose a gender for the character,
Yeah.
which they didn't want to do. So she wasn't really thrilled to go that way, but he really needs the money. And when she saw how bad off, like, just looking at his leg and everything that he's going through, she gave in. But I think there's resentment there.
Well, there is a little bit for sure,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. And then we throw in this. Okay, so was the was the lady jumping off the roof and killing herself in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any real purpose to that scene other than the fact that that's what made her kind of decide she needed to get out of New York and go to California? And the ladies had the same name, but that's not uncommon for that. What was the
I think the whole point of that was because that was her turning point. That was her epiphany. And so in order to know what epiphany came to her to make her, that was something that was a turning point in her life. And seeing the same name, kind of thing, or no, having that she had the same name, it kind of like she was me, but she wasn't me, kind of like this, maybe let her think, if I stayed here, this could be
this
me.
could be me. Yeah, I don't know. It just was like a whole long thing to just say, I needed the hell out of New York. You
Well,
know,
yeah, but
I needed the hell
they
out of
needed
New
you to
York and to move
understand
to
and see
California.
it.
Just, oh goodness. I don't know. It is confusing.
Oh, so okay.
It's confusing. The last thing we just read, Lynn, is where they just finally signed the deal with the one company. And
And they're going to whatever, like, I guess conferences or whatever, to
yeah, I'm talking about the game and stuff.
see and talk about the game.
Yeah.
But now this company is requiring them to make a sequel to
Right.
Iago.
Right. Right. So we know that they're going to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was more straightforward instead of I mean, I think the story would make more sense that way, and would be it would definitely be easier to follow, more enjoyable if you just kind of
I mean, I
have
don't
the
mind the going
story.
back and forth. It
Oh,
just
I
would be
hate it.
nice
I
to
hate it.
give to get some sort of a textual clue that we were doing it. Like, if I knew going in, okay, we're fixing to have a flashback, then I could be prepared for it. So I don't really mind the back and forth so much. I just wish we had clues
Mm, yeah, well,
that it was going to happen.
I'm not caring for it. I don't like it. A lot happens after that. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will, Lynn. I mean, we got this much of the book to go yet. We've only read this little bit here. We got a lot to go. So I know there's a lot happening yet, but
I'm
okay.
liking it because I'm enjoying the characters. I know what I want to see. Don't know that it'll happen because they're, what is his name, Marks or whatever. We know he has a thing for her. I feel like Sam has a little bit of a thing, but doesn't want to admit that he has a thing
Right.
for her.
Yep.
So
Marx is an interesting guy. I mean, he's like sleeping around with everybody, and he's got money, and he's what, Korean something, and that I don't know. The boys are both like, it
sorry, Ichigo, not Ichiago, Ichigo. Sorry,
she's got an itchy ego. There's no itchy ego. It's just Ichigo.
Ichigo,
Ichigo.
because Ichi is one letter. Because like
Ichigo.
in Japanese, and I know this from karate, it's ich ni san chi go rose, because it's 1 and 5. It's ni san go. It's
Which is Japanese.
yes.
Yeah. I used to be able to count to 10
It's ni san.
just because of the kids in karate. I don't think I can do it
Yep.
anymore. Anyhow,
Because that's how they count. They're not counting in English in that class.
then you're at 2B. What's 2B? 2B.
There must be. Is there a page, or is there a section called 2B
I don't know.
or not 2B?
I don't know.
That's just the question.
No idea. No clue. I don't know. It's the way it's even broken up, it makes it confusing. You got these little section titles, and then they have a number, and then within the section titles you got these extra little chapters, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what 2B is, Lynn. I know where Sue's at, NPC. That's page 281. I don't know what
NPC stands for non-player character. So are they going to be role playing?
I don't know.
Are they creating a role playing game? Ooh.
I don't know. No idea. No clue. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll honestly, if I was not reading this for this book club, I would quit. I would
See, that was me on Daisy Jones and the Six.
I wouldn't.
If I had not have been reading it for book club, it would have stayed unread.
Yeah. There are so many things I'd rather read than this. So many more
Hey,
things
Kaden, you're so sweet.
I'd rather read.
I mean, like I said, I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the story between them. Now, is it the best thing I've ever read? No, but I mean, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it. Well, I don't hate it, but it's.
I'm more into it than I was Daisy Jones. I care about these characters. I didn't care about the Daisy Jones characters. They could all go.
If I had to pick, no, I'd pick Daisy Jones over this one.
Yeah, no. So you and I, we have a little difference on there, but like I said, all the Daisy Jones people could go jump off a bridge. I was good. I didn't care.
Yeah.
But here I feel, and I don't know if it's because I've watched my kids' game. Now because I played some games.
Bethany's loving it. Just Bethany's loving it. There you go.
See, I like the story. I like the story between them, and I like the game references because I may not be a gamer now, but I mean I've played. Look, I played Link and Legend of Zelda and Mario, and I can remember what it's like to try to get Mario on that flipping flag.
Oh, that the one they were talking about, trying to get up on top of that pole or whatever.
Most of the time, I would try and I'd jump, and he would just be shy of the flag and just go down the pole. Daggum it. And I like. I don't know. I like the dynamic between them. I just hate that she's with crazy, weird PP boy.
That was a stupid move on her part.
I'm telling you right now, he pee on me one time. That's all he was gonna pee on me, and he'd be gone.
Oh God. Brandy.
Oh my God.
Your book is best in the male universe. Oh dear, Jennifer, it's out there floating around somewhere. It's so funny
It's
the way
rolling
that
around somewhere.
it's so funny the way that people respond and feel so differently about the same thing,
Yep.
how, I feel differently about this one than you do, and we felt differently about Daisy Jones, and it's just like somebody loves it, somebody hates it, somebody's bored to death, it's just until about
Well,
seven,
that's going to be pretty
few
much any
months.
book. You could take the top 10 bestsellers in the world that like
Yeah.
they're the top, they have the top ratings, and you're going to find people that
Mm-hmm.
like it and
Yep.
others that hate it.
Yep. I mean, I watch a lot of booktubers these days, a lot of booktubers. And, they'll talk about their books and they'll be like, this one didn't have good reviews. People didn't like it. I loved it. Or, I didn't like this book. Everybody else liked it. I don't like it. So, it's
I
all
was one of those.
dependent.
I never read the reviews on books because, you know, it's kind of like the same as reviews on movies. Like you can have someone say this is like one of the movies that I hate more than anything else. It was oh my God, was one of the worst wastes of money in my opinion. I was so mad that I spent money to go see that daggum movie. But other people claim that it was amazing.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
know.
what movie did you see? Were you high when you went to see it? Because I'm telling you, the only way that movie was amazing is if you were high during it. And I was not high.
That's funny. That's
Oh,
funny. Yeah. Jennifer, I don't usually, there's a lot of books out there that you hear everybody talking about. They're constantly talking about them. And everybody agrees, like um, the ACOTAR series. Everybody talks about ACOTAR. And now her new series. Everybody's talking about that one. And everybody's loving it. You don't hear anybody say anything bad about Sarah J. Maas and her series. I don't hear anybody say anything bad about them. But there are books out there. You just can't help but hear what people are thinking and saying about them, Jennifer. It's out there, and it doesn't mean I'm going to read it or not read it based on what I've heard. But yes, sir.
Toby Keith died.
I know that.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he
chili
said?
cheese is done?
No,
Chili cheese?
no. He just found out on the news that Toby Keith died, and I was like, oh yeah, I know
What?
that.
No, really?
Yes, yep. Toby
Oh,
Keith
Wayne's gonna
died.
be upset that he likes Toby Keith.
Oh, I
Oh,
know. Yeah, it,
oh.
it has been in the news like several times. Toby Keith died. Toby Keith died, but he
Yeah, we've
didn't die.
said it. That's why I didn't think they're like, are we sure for real this time?
Yes,
Many times.
yes. No, he really did. Yeah, he really did.
What did he die from?
Stomach cancer. So he had been
Oh,
having health issues. So that's why people kept saying that he had died, but he hadn't died. He was just sick, and yeah, now he has. He's officially passed. So anyhow, yeah. So I
wow.
yeah, I know he's 62.
Damn.
Stomach cancer. I
That's
know.
close.
Dale just keeps popping
Dale's
in.
like, wait, that's too close to our
I
age.
know, right? He's younger than us. That's younger than us. Younger than me and Dale. So anyhow, all right. I have our next section mapped off, and we're gonna get to an actual like section break. We're gonna get to a section.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna stop before pivots. Pivots is like section 5. So don't read
Okay.
pivots. All right.
Don't
That
read
easy enough
pivots.
to remember.
Gotcha.
Don't read pivots. Yep. Yep. Stomach cancer. Yeah.
If you get to pivot right around and leave. Okay.
That's right. Do a pivot and turn around. That's right. Turn around. And okay, we're reading this book kind of slow, in my opinion, kind of slow, but it's also, I'm finding it's a lot to read. The other thing I told Brandy, it's like Look at these 2 pages right here. Just look at those 2 pages. They are like packed full of text. There's a lot of words. There's small words on the page. There's a lot of words. There's a lot of description. There's not very much dialogue.
Conversation.
Yeah, there's not much dialogue. So it's just making it go like forever. Oh, I think I know where Lynn is. I think she's in this section. Did she say 3B or something? I think she's
2B.
right here.
She
Huh?
said 2B. 2B.
I think she's right in this section then. Yep, I think it's in here. 2A, no, 3A, 2A, 2B. Ah, she's right here. There we go. She's on
Okay.
page 184, Lynn. So anyhow, get to pivots. And that's, I don't even know if that's halfway. How many pages are in this book anyhow? I feel like it's just going to drag on and drag on and drag on. I just want it to be done. I just
Without an actual dragon. Sorry. That was it. That's what you said. It was dragon, but with no dragons.
Right. It's not quite 400 pages. So after we finish this next section, we'll be just a little bit over halfway. That sounds depressing. It's depressing. Oh well.
I'm like I said, I'm not hating it. I'm not mad at it. I like it. I like the people. I like the story. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go. If she's gonna kick Mr. Pee Pee Pants out to the curb.
Pants. Oh my god. It could use some dragons, Lynn. It could use something. I don't know.
Oh God, dragons.
It could use something. Well, Brandy, you know the book? The book for you. You got to read, apparently. You know what it is?
What?
It's one of the hottest, most talked about books right now, and it's all dragons.
What is it?
Fourth Wing. Yep.
Is it the first of a series?
It is. There's 2 out right now. I don't know how many. Oh, by the way, all of you people who read the Akatar series and you read the whole thing, all 5 books, surprise, that's not the end.
Oh.
That's not the end. I watched an interesting interview with Sarah J. Maas. She was interviewed by one of the anchors on NBC, I believe. And yeah, she's been a writer since she was like 14, 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
She started writing. And right now she's working on this, I think it's the Glass, something of Glass series.
It's the
That's her next. That's one
Throne of Glass.
Yes, that's the series.
That's her. That's her. I've read that one and a couple of them. I haven't read the whole series. Jasmine got me into it, and because the character's an assassin.
Maybe it's not that one then. Maybe it's not that one, because this is an ongoing series that she's writing. Anyhow, yeah. But Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is the book I was talking about. So there's Fourth Wing. That's the first one. And then Iron Flame. Iron Flame is the next one. So people have just raved and raved about Fourth Wing. And then Iron Flame is kind of like a little like, they're not raving about it as much as
Well, so then here's a question. Do we want to read it for book club and I not go ahead and read it now?
I don't know. We had a couple other things on our list. I don't know if we want to read those first or what we want to do.
Would y'all want to? Well, what do you guys think? Do y'all want to read after this book?
It's not the Throne of. It's Crescent City.
Crescent City.
City.
Do y'all want to read Fourth Wing next, or do y'all want to?
Caravel. And there's something else on our list. My list is here somewhere, but Caravel was on that, and Crystal is the book everybody is talking about. I haven't heard about Crystal. What is Crystal?
No, I think that's her new. It's Crescent or Crystal or something like that. Crescent City's her new whatever.
Yeah, Crescent City is the new series. I know that. I don't know what Crystal is. What's Crystal?
I think she thought it was Crystal and it's actually Crescent.
I know, but then Kayleen said Crystal is the book everybody's talking about.
Oh, Lynn, Fourth Wing Dragons. It's dragons.
Yeah,
Dragons.
it is. Yep.
We get dragons. Although, you know what? It was hilarious. I was watching one of my people that I watch on Instagram, and they have like a TikTok and whatever. I just don't have TikTok. But they're hilarious because she was going, "Hey, honey, I want you to read a section of the book I'm reading right now." And it was one of the Throne of Glass. I mean, not Throne of Glass, Court of Thorn and Roses books. And so she had him read one of the steamier sections. And his eyes is getting wide. He's like, "Oh, but you're reading this?" He's like, "You want me to read this?" She's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Out loud?" He's like, "Yeah."
Do you want to hear I'll tell you a funny thing about this interview with her. Her grandma is her biggest champion. And her grandma told her when she wrote this series, she said, "Grandma, I'm just going to say you might not want to read this series." And Grandma said, "Why?" And she said, "Well, it's a little steamier. There's a little more sexual things going on." And her grandma, you know what her grandma said? "Well,
What?
that sounds right up my alley. Send it over as soon as you're done." And then
Grandma's like, "Yeah."
And then her mother-in-law asked her if all of the scenes in that series were inspired by her marriage to her son. And she was like, "Linda, no. No, Linda, no."
Oh, that would be odd. I would not want to know that.
Oh, that's funny.
Not want to know that.
Okay, so here's a little snippet. I got to go eat dinner. Dale's making dinner, but he always makes dinner on Tuesdays because I'm doing book club. Don't think I don't cook. I cook, people, just not on Tuesdays. All right?
Oh, I heard Dale say something.
Enter the brutal and elite world of a war college for dragon riders. 20-year-old Violet was supposed to enter the scribe quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, I think, dragon riders. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away because dragons don't bond to the fragile humans. They incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would just kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter. The Zayden Ryorson, I guess. The most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the rider quadrant. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yet with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Bastjev War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only two ways out. You graduate or you die.
Ooh. I am down for it. Lynn's down for it.
Yeah.
Jennifer's down for it.
So anyhow,
Kayleen's looking for it now.
It's been a hot book. I mean, it's been out a while now. It's been out a while since the next one's already come out, and I don't know how many are planned or anything. I don't think number
Joe's
2.
down for it. It's dragons. I'm like, woo woo.
Well, I
And
know.
this is the year of the dragon.
I
So,
know. We've already read dragon books. Where's our
but not
cowboys?
this,
Where's,
but
where's our
not this year.
cowboys?
But not
Where's-
this year. We've got to read at least one dragon book this year for Year of the Dragon.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Got to honor Year of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyhow. Okay. Well, I'm going to go have dinner. See what Mr. Dipple has whipped up out there, right, Sue? I know. Just a nice romance. Some cowboys.
You know, if it's Sarah J. Maas, you know that woman's got some romance.
That's not Sarah J. Maas.
Oh, okay.
Fourth Wing is not her.
Well, it said something about love and romance in there too. So I'm sure there's some romance going on inside that book.
Crescent City is Sarah J. Maas. This is somebody else.
Well, it's still mentioned.
Mentioned
Romance. So I'm sure there's some romance in it.
Yeah, maybe.
But like I said, I go with whatever the majority say.
I know.
If this dog takes my shoe again, I'm going.
Like I said, we've been doing some dragons. You're gonna have to relent, and you're gonna have to go with some other like four-legged animals, like the horses and the cowboys that ride them, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. With golden showers. No, Sue. No. We're good.
No.
We don't need any of those.
No.
All right.
Take your golden shower outside.
I'm going to go, and we'll talk to all of you guys later. Keep reading, and we'll get through this. We'll get through it together. Okay? We can do it. It's only going to take us another 5 weeks, but we'll get through it. See, Brenda wants to do some horses. See? I know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Okay. Talk to you guys later.